Hey guys, Todd here, your Saucony sales rep. Just want to take a few minutes and talk about the Kinvara 4. Kinvara 4, as you will notice when you pick it up, is a very lightweight shoe. The men's comes in weighing in at a little over 7.5 ounces, and the women's is about 6.5 ounces. So very, very lightweight, which typically leads to the shoe being a little bit faster, a little bit zippier on the foot. And the other thing is that it's a nice and flexible shoe as well. The offset of the shoe is 4 millimeters from heel up into the forefoot, which is really going to be nice at setting the foot up to land a little bit more, should the runner want to land a little bit more midfoot to forefoot. However, what we find in our research at the Saucony lab is that over a period of time, even if somebody starts off running in the midfoot, they'll actually end their run landing on the heel as they start to fatigue. Hence, with the midsole component is why the power grid will be focused more on the heel rather on the forefoot. Looking at the outsole, we'll notice that, let me see if I can get it in the light here, that it's a completely filled in midfoot, which is great for several reasons. One being that it's going to offer a little bit more ground contact, so that'll help spread the impact over a greater surface area. Another one being that since it's filled in, it's going to provide a lot of inherent stability. So since there's no posting on the medial side, with having a little bit extra stability on the outsole, that'll prevent the shoe from rolling into too much. The third thing is that with having more ground contact is that it'll keep the outsole a little bit more durable as well, rather than wearing it down in one particular area too fast. You'll notice that there's some particular areas where it's a darker color, and this is going to be your carbon rubber areas. So typically these areas right here tend to wear down a little bit faster, so we want to have a little bit more of a denser material right here. The reason why we don't use carbon rubber throughout the entire outsole is that it's heavier and it would weigh the shoe down. You can see that we have a lot of deep channeled flex grooves, and that's designed to just keep the shoe able to flex and really move well with the foot. With this shoe, we want it to really just be kind of synced up with the foot, so that way it doesn't fight against each other. We really want the foot to be able to kind of do what it wants to do. The shoe should just move with that foot. Moving along into the upper. So you'll notice that there aren't the traditional stitched overlays on the upper on the Kinvara. What we do is we have a nice mesh material, and then we'll have, hopefully you can see it there, what we call flex film, which is actually bonded material on the upper, which helps to maintain structure and integrity of the upper, and also help really wrap the foot. Other cool thing with the Kinvara, probably should have done this before, is I don't know if you'd be able to see it with the light, but the tongue is actually gusseted, which is a fancy little way of saying that it's stitched to the side of the shoe. So that way when you put the foot inside the shoe and you lace it up, it actually really feels like that foot's almost kind of being swaddled, so to speak, or almost like your foot's in a burrito. It's just really nice and wrapped, so that way it helps to stay on the midsole of the shoe. So overall, you combine that with some memory foam pods in the heel area, and what that's going to do is really lock that heel into place. You know, some shoes, especially on the women, they get a lot of heel slippage, but with these pods right here, that should really help secure it and lock that foot in. For those customers that are a little concerned with runner safety, especially if they're in low light conditions, we're going to have some reflective hits. The lateral side of the midsole, up on the end of the vamp here on the forefoot, and then also on the back of the shoe as well. So some of your customers really like to know that, and you can point them out to it. Other great thing of the Kinvara is not only is it a great running and walking shoe, but for those people just looking for a a nice walking around day-to-day shoe. They come in some pretty cool colors. Obviously, this is the women's, this is the men's, so pretty cool.